Hi everyone, welcome back to DIY Like a Pro. I'm Sam, and today is actually a request video. One of our viewers was, kind of unsure about some stuff that we had shown in our last safety video. So this is going to be part 2 of our safety video. We're going to show you some more in-depth stuff than we showed you on the last one. We wanted to obviously make it kind of humorous, kind of catch your attention, but we've got some more stuff to show you today as far as getting kind of more in-depth into the topic of safety. So the first step in getting started, number 1, is get prepared to do whatever you're doing. Get prepared to suit up for safety. Now, how I suit up for safety all the time is you'll notice that you'll always see me taking off jewelry. So I believe that I shouldn't have jewelry on or around when I'm working because it's dangerous. You could lose a finger, you could lose an arm. You'll notice I also wear a necklace. This is actually a smaller necklace than what I used to wear, mainly because if I got this caught on anything, it would rip off before it did any damage to me. So you'll notice that it is also not very low. It doesn't drop low. If I were to catch this on something, I'd probably rip my face off first. So that's why I don't take it off. You'll notice in my videos I don't take it off. There's not a lot of videos I've done with my jewelry on. One is I don't like to scratch my jewelry, and another thing is that I just don't like the feeling of working with my jewelry on because I was always taught not to. Next is that we want to suit up with our hard hats or safety glasses, ear protection, whatever it is that we need for the job at hand. Now, hard hats, for instance. I almost never wear a hard hat, mainly because I don't do the kinds of projects that require a hard hat. So, especially DIYers, you're almost never going to need a hard hat. Now, something I use a good amount is going to be ear protection. Ear protection, if you're using a saw or a jackhammer, maybe you're taking out a tile floor in your bathroom or something, ear protection is what you're going to want. You can get it in this format. You can also get it in foam earbuds. So depending on what you like, get some ear protection. Safety boots. I know you guys don't really see the lower half of me in these videos, but I never wear safety boots when I'm working in my shop, mainly because I'm careful not to be dropping screws all over the floor or stuff like that, where I'm going to have any problem stepping on something. But when I am on site, I do wear safety boots as well. If you are working in a newly renovated space or something that is currently under construction, you're doing a deck or something like that, it's always good to wear safety boots. You want to make sure that you can get them with a high enough back of the boot so that it does protect your ankles from rolling your ankle or anything if you were to trip on anything. At the same time as you want to make sure that it is a CSA approved boot, that it's just got the green triangle on it somewhere. I believe the other one has the green triangle on it. It also needs to have a steel toe or a composite toe. These days you can get running shoes as well with composite toes, and a steel or composite cleat or shank in the actual bottom of the boot, so that if you do penetrate the bottom of the boot, that it doesn't actually go into your foot. And now we've got our safety glasses. I'm just going to put them on. Now, some of these ones do come with different settings where you can adjust them for different pitches. Obviously, if you're looking down at something and you need it facing down so something doesn't fly up and underneath them, then you can do that. They also have different adjustments where you can actually adjust it. So if you have a larger or smaller face, or if your ears are set back in a certain way, then it does have a perfect fit. You do want to make sure that they're fitting properly. Otherwise, you will always need an Eyewash Station close by. So you do want to make sure that they're also sitting flat and square on your head so that anything that impacts will just impact the safety glasses. Okay, so I've just cleared the table off, and now I'm going to show you how to safely solder the pipe that one of the viewers actually asked about. And now, although this is not really a soldering video, I'll show you a plumbing video another day, but obviously soldering this pipe it's fixed to this board pretty good. You're not really going to get behind it, so in this case, if I was working on someone's house, this is exactly how it would happen, is that I would, obviously try to solder the pipe as it is, and you'd want to have some, fire extinguisher or something nearby just in case. But if you can pull it off the pipe, then do so. And now, if it was free, I could slide in a tin foil or something, just like if you were baking. You can also use behind it, if you can get this off, you can also throw on a fire retardant mat behind it. And this is actually the same thing as what the fire department uses. I'll just show you what this looks like. So now, as you can see, the fire retardant mat that I put there was smoking a little bit, but it's mainly just because it's absorbing the flame rather than hitting the wood. So now this fire retardant mat you can pick up. I got it at Home Depot. I don't know if you can pick it up at all plumbing supplies. I like the fact, I think it's by Odie. I believe that you can pick it up at pretty much any store that carries it. I like the fact that it's got these little rings, so you can actually put a couple screws on the wall and just kind of hang it on the wall so it stays in place. It doesn't move while you're obviously trying to solder something. You can wrap it around pipes because it is flexible. And I believe the cost of this is probably somewhere around like $30. It is expensive because obviously it is a fire retardant material, but you could use insulation if you want. If you've got some rock solid insulation, which is the green stuff, then you could throw it in behind there as well. But I like this because it's nice and thin, and obviously if you're going to be doing a bathroom in your house or something, and you're going to be soldering a lot, this comes in handy. So now we're just going to quickly just discuss the fire extinguisher. So as you can see here, there's a gauge. That gauge will tell you whether this is a new fire extinguisher or an old fire extinguisher. Now, because I've already shot this, you can see that it does have a, the needle is around empty right now. It probably has a little bit more for me to show you one more time in it. But obviously I wouldn't want to trust my life or my home with this fire extinguisher now being on, on empty. Here's your instructions on how to use your fire extinguisher. Obviously, not everyone knows how to use a fire extinguisher. Funny enough, I've never had to use a fire extinguisher before, and for the last video was actually the first time I've used one, but they are pretty easy to use. I'll show you how to use them just in case. This is the pin here. So this pin is going to stop from depressing the actual lever when you're pulling it. And this is your handle. This is what you're going to depress in order to, this lever you're going to depress in order to shoot the chemical out. So just pretend there's a fire here. Oh no, a fire! Are you? Okay, so just pretend that that's shot. That's why you don't want to trust a fire extinguisher that says empty, because it feels like there's something in it, but there's obviously not. So now we've got the Eyewash Station. So this Eyewash Station is pretty standard. It's not anything commercially graded or anything. It's got, this is just kind of a hose for the additional water that you squeeze out of here. So obviously as it flushes your eye, it escapes from the hose, so it doesn't go back into the solution, so it keeps it clean. And then this is obviously the dust cover here that keeps it clean so that it's ready to go when you use it. So when you're using it, you want to make sure you take your safety glasses off. And so you want to put your eye over top of the lens, and then you want to tilt your head back a little bit. Make sure this is where you want it to spray because it will shoot out afterwards. So make sure it's not on top of like your carpet or something. And this is always best to do either outside or in the bathroom. And then you're going to squeeze, and the excess is going to go out the hole. So now when you're changing the blade or you're handling one of your saws, you always have to assume that it's like a weapon, right? This could obviously hurt you. It has some safety features on it that are going to help you, but at the same time is that this saw is a machine. It's designed to cut. So, obviously I don't trust anything unless I know that I have tried everything and I have the safest opportunity ready to go. So obviously keep your finger out of the trigger, right? But you do want to depress the trigger first. Make sure that it's obviously not operational. You know, you may also want to just have the cord on the table with you, and so you can actually, you know, see and verify that yes, you know, it is unplugged. Never worry about squeezing the trigger unless your fingers are near the blade. So now this is a safety guard. You do have to pull that back in order to get at the blade when you are changing the blade. So your hands are going to be in the blade, which is why you want to make sure that this saw is not on. You also have some other safety features. As much as they're useful for you know, guiding the saw straight, the side of the plate that is here is also going to keep your fingers out of the blade. So when you're cutting with this, you can keep your fingers on the edge if you need to, but I prefer to keep my fingers well away from the blade if I can. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. This is the second part of the safety video. Hopefully we answered any questions that you may have had that we didn't quite get to in the first video. If you do have any other questions, feel free to comment below and we will address them. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.